Hey guys, hope you're doing great. So today I want to share with you why I'm freaking out when people are asking me, what do you want to do later? I've always thought that people that had a vocation and that could answer so easily what they want to do later were so lucky. You know, you always have that friend that is 8 years old and they want to be a doctor, and then they go and they study medicine and they become a doctor, and then they stay a doctor for their whole life. You're like, oh my god. You help people, so first that's a good thing, but second thing, which is even harder to do, I think, is you stuck to something and you were happy sticking with that, you know? I never related to that approach. I always thought people like this with a vocation were so lucky, because I was more of the kind of kid that changed and play a new activity every day. I played all the possible sports you could ever imagine when I was young. I played tennis, I played football, I played basketball, I went swimming, I went ice skating, and my activities were so diverse. I tried the piano, then I didn't really like it, so I played the guitar, then I switched to cooking classes, and I always would switch to a new activity because I like novelty a lot, I like learning a lot, and I really get bored easily. But in our society, that is kind of a struggle though, because people are expecting you to give a precise answer about what you want to do later. Well, I don't know, so please, would you leave me alone? When I answer that question, it's always fake. I make up a story that please people, so people leave me alone with that idea, and everyone's happy, because this question is always remembering me that I'm lost, and it's making me feel like I am lost because I don't know what I want to do, I don't know where I want to go, so I'm gonna be a failure. This is kind of the scheme that I have in my head. So that has been a struggle for a long time, and I would rather answer people what is my dream rather than what I want to do later. My dream for me is to be an actor. Why so? Because naming it as being an actor was for me a way to name what I really felt inside, which was I want to do everything. I want to have a job that allows me to switch on a new job, a new occupation, try a new activity every day. And for me, being an actor was so beautiful because you could play all the roles, and as many roles you will play, as many jobs you will get. You could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor without having to study and get into that for a lot of years. So I thought, yeah, being an actor, that would be fun. And I went on and I went after my dream, and I started going into the cinema industry. Not so much, I did not do big movies, but I played in some movies, I played in some productions, and I was on some sets. And I had been with this idea that the first time I will go on a movie set, I will realize that this is my vocation, and I will feel this feeling, you know, that when you have a vocation, like all the doctors, for instance, that I want to do that my whole life, and that it's okay for me not to sleep and do that every day and do a lot of hours because I would love it so much. Turned out I didn't feel like this, so I was so lost, because it turns out that the cinema industry is actually super hard. It's super hard to work in, guys. You work long hours, you're underpaid, there's a lot of pressure, and it can be quite repetitive between the sets and the takes. You are waiting a lot, so you get bored a lot, and it's not natural. It's kind of fake when you're acting, you know? So I thought, oh, well, shit. So I chased my dream, and I'm not happy, and I didn't find my vocation, so what's up? And I tried to think, and I figured out that what is making me unhappy is trying to answer the question, what do you want to do later? Because I think that we are evolving human beings, that we are in an ever evolving world. So it makes more sense for me to not have a fixed answer to that question, because the answer is going to evolve. I know what I want to do right now, because I'm here and now, I know what I feel, and the world is like this. But in 1 year time, the world will have changed. Maybe there will be some more activities, some other opportunities, and I will have changed as well as a person, so maybe I will want to do other stuff. So for all the people out there that cannot answer that question, I will tell you it's okay, because maybe your thing is to not have a thing, and that is as valid as your thing being cooking, or your thing is being playing the piano, or your thing is being a sales rep. Because the more I'm trying to answer that question, the more I'm trying to narrow down my life to just one single thing that I will stick with. And the way I work, trying to know myself, this wouldn't work out because I'm getting bored and like novelty. So what I'd rather answer to that question is a lifestyle. What do I want to do later? What do I want to do every day is to wake up and take on new opportunities and live adventures, and that's it. And this is not a specific job. This is just what I want to feel. And maybe I can feel that with being a sales rep today and opening a restaurant tomorrow. There will be totally different activities, but as long as it complies with this philosophy that I have, I think that will really make me happy. You know, I think there are so many ways to be happy, and we are pressured to find one way, one dream, go after it. And if you're not going after your dream, then you're gonna be unhappy. Or if you are doing a job that you don't really like, you're gonna be unhappy. There are so many ways to be happy. There are so many opportunities that you cannot think of. So many people you're gonna meet that are going to lead you to new ideas, that are going to lead you to some other state of happiness. So rather than pressuring ourselves with what do we want to do later, we should think about that maybe it's okay, and we should not try to answer that question, because stopping and trying to answer that question is actually what started to make me happy. Because I know that otherwise I will be chasing a fixed answer to that question during my whole life. But I'm not a fixed idea, I'm not a fixed person, so that's impossible. So the best way to be unhappy for me is to try to answer that question. I know that's a really deep conversation, guys, but I really wanted to have it with you because I think we do not talk a lot about the fact that it is as valid to have a lot of hobbies as having just one. So if you relate to that video, or if you know anyone that could relate to it, please share it. It's important that we talk about it. It's important that we support each other. And meanwhile, I hope you can take great care of you, and I will see you in the next video.